Ciao Juventini of the world, my name is Giuseppe, welcome back on the channel. I hope you're all doing well. Tomorrow we play against Brest, and I can tell you, finally, because I want to forget that 3-0 loss against Nuremberg. I would love to celebrate a goal. I would love, if possible, to celebrate a win. But if we are a bit serious, I would really love to see the progression from one week to another. I have a lot of questions, a lot of insights about the game of tomorrow. Who will play, calls up, how we will play, etc, etc. But that's something we speak about at the end of the video. First of all, big topic of the video, because I saw a lot of Juventini extremely, but seriously, extremely worried about the block of the Mercato view, because at the moment it is blocked. Looks like nothing is moving. And yesterday I know that I didn't help you because I made two videos. The first one where I told you, and I repeat and confirm, Juventus team is not complete at today. Second video where I ranked all the Serie A teams and I didn't put Juventus on the podium. Then I think it's an exaggeration to go with Giuntoli is cooking, all of the people were saying it, to Giuntoli out. One extreme, the other extreme, I think we are exaggerating, because yes, we did good. At the moment we did extremely good, but we need to continue and we need to unlock that door that is at the moment really close. So I will try with easy word to be really clear and tell you the real situation of why Juventus is apparently not moving at the moment. Put a maximum of like if you did it. Please continue to subscribe, continue to support the channel. You know it costs you zero and it's helping me a lot. You know that you are making that channel bigger and bigger. It's thanks to you. So I need your consistent every single day in putting these maximum of like and doing the basics. If you're ready, we start now with the video. The first thing, two things, because I also receive a lot of questions. I want to start with them. The sponsor of the shirt and the number 10 on the shirt of Yildiz. Sponsor, 2 days ago, flair, instinct, deduction skills. I told you it will be Amazon. I feel it will be Amazon. Without instant information, it was really something that I was feeling. Then yesterday, before recording the video, someone told me, Beppe, no, 100% it will not be Amazon. 100% it will not even be a sponsor from USA, so forget about Amazon. Then yesterday night, I start to see these blurry pictures of a Juventus shirt online with the sponsor Amazon. Is it a real picture that has been leaked? Is it a fake one? AI? Photoshop? I have no idea. You know what I know at the moment is that Juventus is that close to really reveal the sponsor, but they don't want to make it leaked. They don't want to reveal it. They want to keep it top secret. So sometimes you have a bit of information. Yes, it is. Sometimes no. We don't know. So let's wait. You know what I will do? I will park that topic and I will come back in a few days when we have real information. Or who knows? Maybe the official announcement of Beppe was right with Amazon, or the source of Beppe was right with it's no Amazon. Ken and Yildiz, where are we? The update, because a lot of Juventini that started to buy the shirt with stamping Yildiz 10, they are starting to be a bit worried. Beppe, do we have any updates? Did I do well to buy the shirt? I always told you, wait, be patient, be patient. At the moment, you know why we have no updates? Because they didn't take a decision yet. That's the pure reality. They are still discussing contract extension, new salary, role, and also that number 10, yes or no. Too soon, or is it the right choice from the player, from the club? So when we will know, I will tell you. But at the moment, we don't know. At the moment, we don't know. Maybe tomorrow we'll see a Yildiz with a number 10, or maybe at the moment still with a 15. Let's see tomorrow. Now, that being said, let's go into the core of the video, which is the Mercato. Try to be fast, clear on the situation. A few days ago, we showed you that chart of the Mercato where we saw a zero operation in terms of players that we sold, players that we signed. And it was exactly a zero operation. And then we were even able to do better if we are looking at the saved salary mass. 10 million euro, which Juventus actually is doing extremely well, because we sold a lot of players that were not starters at Juve, a lot of players that were not even rotational players at Juve, while we were able to sign 5 players where 3 of them at least are starters at Juve. 2 of them could potentially become starters, if not immediately, well, in the future. So Juventus did actually extremely well, especially because we know that Juventus is in a financial difficult moment. We know that the key word is still sustainability, so we can say that when we are watching what we did, wow, fantastic, and I repeat it. And we went in that zone of Giuntoli is cooking. Then we did a lot in the starting blocks, and then since a few weeks, nothing is happening anymore. Where people are going totally crazy with Giuntoli out. Where did it start? When players were not arriving, and especially with the sales of Huijsen and Soule, two players where people, Juventini, were saying, hey, we sold them for less than we could expect. What did Giuntoli do? I tell you, honestly, he sold what he could sell. As easy as that. Nothing less, nothing more. He sold who we could sell to sign great players. Felix Correa, easy to let him go. Actually, we did quite well, 1.5 million. Caio Jorge, 7.2. Barrenechea, coming last minute in that deal of Weston McKennie. We'll come back on Weston McKennie. Aniling Jr., etc., etc. Moiskin, masterclass to Fiorentina. Selling what was possible to sell. Then you have that slow Mercato that is starting, where Juventus, well, they need to go break even. Juventus is obliged to sell more to continue the transfer market, and that's where Huijsen and Soule went there. Because in the plans of Giuntoli, he had already some other sales done as we speak, but these didn't happen. We still have a bit of budget, so I reassure a lot of people, we still have a bit of budget. Because we qualified to Champions League, because we qualified to that Club World Cup, because we won the Coppa Italia, etc., etc. So we can still do something on the transfer market. If we want to go tomorrow to Nice and pay cash 30 million for Todibo, we can do it. But the problem is that if you do that 30, 40, I don't know, what is the budget, 50, you have no money anymore. And then you will only rely on the players to sell to continue your transfer market. Or you can already say goodbye to a Cope Manor. That is your AAA objective. And that's where we are at the moment. The most important thing is to understand how much and how many of the not in project players you can sell. It's not that Juventus is not doing something, it's just happy to undersell some players. It's also because you have different parts involved. You have the club, Juventus, you have the club that is potentially interested in, you have the player himself, you have the agent. Look at Weston McKennie. Everything was a done deal to Aston Villa. He's refusing to leave. Look at Chiesa. Juventus even agreed on an offer of Roma. He didn't want to go. Kostic, we don't speak about him. Milik, we don't speak about him. A lot of players that are at the moment refusing. Szczesny, for example, with all the respect, I love Szczesny, but he is on the market. But at the moment, he's not going to Saudi Arabia. At the moment, he's not going to Monza. He's going nowhere. He's still there with a huge salary mass as well. So we are here blocked because of other players that Juventus needs to sell. So we did the easy part in a strategic Mercato, and now phase 2 will be the tough part, and how fast we are in finding possibilities, and probably also selling under the price tag that we wanted in the month of July, because we have 1 month to go. Faster we are, more we are able to sell them, faster we can continue our Mercato, because that budget, it's not allowing us to take any risk. You can't fail. We are not in the period where you say, okay, let's go with a swap Pjanic and Arthur, and we pay even more for Arthur. Let's see if he will adapt. No, we can't. We need players that we are sure that will adapt to Serie A, and adapt to the values of Juve, and adapt especially to the game of Thiago Motta. So we can't fail. You can't go all in for a player and then say, I will wait. No. If you're able in that between to sell one of the players, to let them go, to save on salary, to save on this, then you can take these little millions and continue having a better strategy. Would be crazy because we want to satisfy the rush and the impatience of a lot of fans to go with B objectives if we can still dream about A objectives. And that's where we are in. As simple as that. Then you will tell me, look at what Serie A is doing. Eh? It's not only a Juve situation. You know who signed the most expensive player from Serie A? Juventus Football Club, with Douglas Luiz for 50. If you want the top 10, I can give you. Buongiorno, from Torino to Napoli, 35 million euro. Fratesi, Sassuolo to Inter. You will tell me, but it's our... No, they paid him now for 29 million euro, which they had remaining, because it was 6 the first year and 29 now. Soule, number 4, which we sold. Top 4, You will tell me, yeah, we undersold him. Yeah, but in Italy, that's the price of the market, 26. Lefebvre to Roma, 23. Charles de Ketelaere, that they needed to sign this season and pay this season, Atalanta, 22 to Milan. Thuram, another Juve player in that top 10 that we signed, from Nice to Juve, 20 million. Pavlovic from Milan, 18. Vitinha, that already was playing at Genoa, 16 to Marseille. Pongracic is closing that top 10 from Lecce to Fiorentina to 15 million euro. So don't tell me Juventus is not doing well, it's not Giuntoli out. Look, two players in that top 10, the first one, the top, Douglas Luiz and Thuram, are from Juve. And the other ones, they don't go nearly to what Juve already has spent, especially if we know that Koopmeiners is a AAA objective and that will also be close to that 50 million euro. So can we see everything dark, disgusting, bad, Giuntoli out? Calma. But now you see that there is that casting for the offensive wingers, because now I give you a small update about where we are on these players. If Adeyemi was, boom, 10% of possibilities, 20% for Galeno, 20% for Nusa that we spoke yesterday about, and a lot of Norwegian Juventini told me, Beppe, go for it, fantastic, we know how great he is. 50% for Nico Gonzalez. Look, it's easy why Nico Gonzalez, because Nico Gonzalez is a player that you can potentially sign, decreasing the price because you put a Weston McKennie. Not only Weston McKennie has been proposed and offered to Fiorentina in that deal, but also other players. I will tell you immediately the name that I forgot. Kostic and McKennie, they are not that much interested in Kostic, but McKennie possibly. Now he has a high salary for Fiorentina. Another thing that we need to deal with are players, even if it's not really high, even if it's only 3 million euro, it's a top salary for a lot of medium clubs in Italy, let alone speaking about the bottom teams. And that's why Nico Gonzalez could solve immediately a situation, having one of the two wingers that Thiago Motta is asking for, one, and freeing up a salary, a player, cashing in a bit, like Weston McKennie, that should already have been gone. You see? That's why Nico Gonzalez today is more realistic than other players, one of the two. Adeyemi, well, Juventus, when I tell you that it's working really hard, we already found an agreement with Koopmeiners, we already found an agreement with Galeno, we already found an agreement with Adeyemi. These voices are not fake, they are reality. They all want to join Juve. But then you have another reality. Juventus, that is a club that needs to sell and needs to save and check every single million. They are going to clubs that do not need to sell. Atalanta, they do not need to sell. Dortmund, they do not need to sell. So, or you pay cash 50 million for one, or 60 million for the other, or forget about it. And that's why Adeyemi is further today from Juve than what we were believing. Because Juventus did the work that they needed to do, but then you come, and if you are not able to sell the other ones, you don't have the liquidities to do it. Or you have the liquidity for one big, and that's it. So, Juve Gonzalez, yes. But on the other side, Nico Gonzalez could be a key, as I already told you yesterday, and we have that also alternative solution where Juventus is that close to the player that they could say, Atalanta, you know what, we are about to sign with Nico Gonzalez. Look at all the problems that he's solving us. You know what, we want potentially to track back, but you give us Koopmeiners at a better deal than what you are requesting at the moment. Are you ready to do it? Or we go with Nico Gonzalez that I know you want, because Atalanta is serious on Nico Gonzalez. So let's see. I'm really curious about that. Not only Nico Gonzalez, but also Broja is a player that Juventus is on it. It's not the first time that we mention him. You remember during Euro we were speaking about him. And Mitai, well, Broja could be an alternative. I'll continue to tell you. If we go with the other player that we mentioned in the last days, Bayer, etc., would be fantastic. But also there, you need to put money on the table. Why for Broja, you could possibly go for a loan. So we see that Juventus, they go for players, but they are trying, if possible, loan with an option, with an obligation to buy, because they save money, probably for a Koopmeiners and another big player. Let's see. I'm extremely curious where it will end. Because Bayer, you need 30-40 million euro, and Broja is probably on loan. You can have him, a player with a beautiful potential as well. Rugani could go to Ajax on loan. Let's see how it will evolve or not. It's not part of the project. tomorrow he will not be there. And speaking about tomorrow, Juventus Brest. Juventus Brest, I'm curious about a few things. New players. Who will be called up from the new players? The 3 Brazilian ones, Douglas Luiz, Kenan Yildiz. I can tell you from what I heard, yes, they will all be called up. And that's the first thing that I'm asking. Then, if Nuremberg, we said, we are really far from starting the league and they start next week. Well, Brest, they're equally starting on the same date as Juve, the league. So we are, in terms of physical preparation, more or less on the same level. So the excuse of we are not ready yet, but could still be, but way less than when we played against Nuremberg. The physical condition, I need to understand where we are. And then also to start seeing how we are playing. Patterns of Thiago Motta, are they starting to be mechanical? Are they starting to be automatic? I really need to understand that. 4-2-3-1, will it be reconfirmed? With Adzic, will we go towards a 4-3-3? Who will play on the wings? Big question, what about Chiesa? Will Chiesa be called up, yes or no? It's not a certainty. Gazzetta is sure about it. Normally he should be there also because it's important for you to let him play like we did with Sule. You remember what we did with Sule? We called him up for Germany. He was about to play that game. If not that Roma, they felt that acceleration, that rush need, and they went, they said, okay, we increase a bit more what we had in mind. Maybe with Chiesa it's a bit the same. Calling him up, letting him play, saying to the world, if nobody's coming, he's still part of the project. And maybe he will play even well. And some clubs will reconsider, maybe, Chiesa, let's pay a bit. Let's go for Chiesa. Let's make an offer. Let's see, I'm really curious. If not, guys, then it's a total disaster. If not, it's a total disaster. But today, Chiesa is still out of the plans of Juve. I hope you enjoyed that video. That is not as long as usual, but important things. And I hope I made some clarity about where we are in the Mercato. Does that mean that we can be happy and celebrate? No, we need to work. We need to continue to unlock the Mercato, selling the players that we do not want at Juve. Grazie, forza, Juve.